Newstead Abbey, today one of the great stately homes of England. Rooms overspilling with splendid furnishings, intricately decorated with oak carvings, family portraits peering down at you. Everything you'd want in a stately home, but there was a time when this place fell far short of the term stately. It was down to two visionary families to rescue this place, but first I want to find out why it fell into such a parlous state. Like any good soap opera, the Byron family had their ups and downs over their 300 years here, counting bad debt, insanity, and even manslaughter amongst the family sagas. So by the time the poet Lord Byron inherited the house, Newstead was what one friend described as an extensive ruin. By the age of 21, Byron had moved in with small means but a whole host of his buddies. He treated Newstead as his bachelor pad, maintaining a few rooms for himself while leaving other rooms for his caprices. In fact, this room, the Great Hall, he used as pistol practice. And this room was empty, but he still put it to good use for fencing and boxing practice, like any red-blooded 18th century lord would do. But it was an expensive place to run. While he may have been adept with words, he was not good with money. In 1818, Byron was forced to sell the house to his great longtime friend, Thomas Wildman. Wildman immediately realised that the massive purchase cost of £94,500 wasn't just buying him a house, it was buying him something far greater. A duty to preserve and protect the Byron legacy. Now, there's something I want to show you in this cabinet. It's a letter from Byron to Wildman, written in 1818, and in it, Byron gives him his blessing. It really is quite touching. And it reads something like this, the extract from the bottom. I trust that Newstead will, being yours, remain so, and that it may see you as happy, as I am very sure that you will make your dependence. So you can see, he really is letting go, and he's saying, come on, love this house like I have. That really is quite sweet. With a big thumbs up from Byron, Wildman spent a small fortune on a makeover that transformed the house. Now, I love little documents of social history which give us a window into the past, and we normally see it on bits of paper and photographs, but surprisingly here you've got it on beautifully decorated serve plates. This is gorgeous. Look at this. These are images of Newstead Abbey just prior, 2 or 3 years before Wildman got his hands on the property. And of course, once he did, look, Wildman demolished this staircase that you can see there. And the Wildmans did an awful lot to this house to turn it into what we see today, a proper family, a comfortable family home. But these plates were painted by Wildman's sister Maria, who was a talented amateur porcelain painter in her day. And it's because of her we've got this document of the past. Wildman had put his stamp on this place while being faithful to Byron's wishes, and the Byron fans flocked here to see where the great poet had lived and loved. When Wildman died, it could so easily have fallen into the hands of someone who had no interest in the Byron legacy. Now, by luck or by good fortune, the next family to arrive in 1861 were keen to celebrate Byron here at Newstead. Now, that is a portrait of William Webb, a wealthy landowner. His wife, Amelia, was keen to keep the Byron tours going here at the house, so keen that she even took tours of visitors around herself, leading her children to tease her that she was Byron's caretaker. She methodically carried on Wildman's buying spree, collecting back Byron's personal effects, furniture and pictures. The cabinets here in the library are filled with Byron's things. Most of them Byron left here, but the Wildmans and the Webbs have added to it, returning things to their rightful place, which is absolutely marvellous. Now, we've been given special permission to open these cabinet doors, so just so you can get a better look. You can tell they haven't been open for a long time. That's an old door creaking. But look, Byron's boxing gloves. He was a keen fighter. He followed the sport. He was a good fighter as well. There's a dog collar belonging to one of Byron's dogs, beautifully inscribed. Look, Lord Byron. Best thing I like, though, is this section of tree which has been cut down. Look, it's got Byron. He carved that in with quite a crude knife. Byron and Augusta, his half-sister, on the 20th of September, 1814. Isn't that lovely? Here it is, look, in the cabinet, which I'm just about to shut. Isn't that nice? By the 1870s, Byron's Newstead was really on the map and was said to be on the top 10 list of Victorian favourite country houses to visit. But like the Wildmans, the family put their own personal stamp on the house too. One of the many treasures that the Webb family introduced to this house was this incredible Florentine centre table. It dates back to the 18th century. Now, you may be forgiven for thinking that this top is just decoration that's painted on, but it's not. I've not seen work like this in my life before. This is known as pietra dura, which means painting and drawing in stone. It is literally set in stone. This image is there forever. Each individual piece, each individual colour is a different piece of marble or semi-precious stone mined from the quarries in Italy. This is a specimen top table, and it is incredibly rare and incredibly expensive. This is done by a master of the genre, a chap called Zocchi, in his studios in Florence. It's dizzying and it's really, really incredible. And this is one of their greatest legacies, the Japanese room, created by daughter Geraldine, sort of circa late 1890s. She brought these wooden panels back with her, and on them they depict scenes of pine trees, oak trees and cranes, all very symbolic to Japanese culture. I think it's absolutely incredible, and I love these painted images above as well. This is gold leaf on paper. Look at the cranes. Isn't that fabulous? This is a touch of the Orient coming to Nottinghamshire. Much of the house today is as both families left it, and it's now in the safe hands of Nottingham City Council. What is so amazing about the Wildmans and the Webbs is they felt a real sense of duty to preserve this place, Newstead, not just for their generation to pay homage to Byron, but for future generations, so people like us could come here and enjoy it too.